This is To the Rescue Authentic Networking, and I'm Jennifer Johnson, Executive Director of TTR Networking and a Relationship Marketing Coach. This show is all about authentic business networking know-how, relationship building and marketing, and the success strategies used by our members to grow our businesses and give back to local nonprofits. Be sure to stay up to date, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and be sure to click the bell to get notifications. Oh, and by the way, also visit our website, www.ttrnetworking.com. A big thank you shout out to Jim Wofford and the rest of the crew at Hamilton County Television for all their help and support with this show. Be sure to check them out at www.hamiltoncountytelevision.com for more info. To the Rescue supports businesses and empowers them to rise above the wave of mediocrity. With Servant Hearts, our growing membership builds genuine and real professional relationship with group members and their communities. We do this through reputable, industry-exclusive networking groups that meet weekly, easy-to-use relationship marketing tools, fun, entertaining, and informative events and fundraising. The key to sustainable, tangible business growth and success is not the number of contacts you make, but the authentic connections instead. We call this TTR networking. Oh, by the way, about making authentic connections, a quick shout out to our good friends at Send Out Cards. Send Out Cards believes in creating connections through acts of kindness, and you can do this just by creating beautiful, heartfelt cards in no time at all and attach a sweet treat if you feel the prompting to do so. Your family, friends, clients, and colleagues will love you. Does this sound too good to be true? Well, be sure to check out www.sendoutcards.com/so thankful for your kindness and send a free card on us. And now, on with the show.
We are so thankful that you are with us today. This is To the Rescue Authentic Networking. I am Nicole Williams with my co-host Jennifer Johnson.
Hey,
Jennifer,
Nicole.
what's happening?
What's happening? Well, it's Saturday. It's really a great day and it's sunny outside. It's supposed to be really warm tomorrow. You know what? Actually, quite a bit's happening, Nicole. And this is life is really good at To the Rescue Authentic Networking world. I kind of call it that because it seems like I'm in this world every single day and I'm so excited. So how are things going with you, Nicole?
Oh, things are great with me. I'm working on a few relationship books and a new blog.
Are you writing relationship books?
Yes. Two are collaborations with friends. One is my own kind of being a single mom and my 11-year journey. My girls are a blessing. I have two girls, and a senior in high school, and it's an honor. But sometimes life happens and things get a little crazy. I've taught at a preschool for 7 years, preschool teacher. So I kind of am using like my own things I've learned,
Sure.
just trying to help people out there. And an interesting thing is my blog is Thankful Single Mama.
I saw that.
And Mama is MOMMA.
Yeah.
But there's going to be shout outs to dads. There are a lot of dads that do it on their own. And, I can offer like a support, to moms and dads, parents, anybody, as a resource and things, to help them in the community. That's my goal. So I'm really
cool.
excited.
So you've got 2 books in the works on relationship. You got a blog and you've got 2 not adult children, but they're fairly.
Technically, one's an adult, and she lets me know that every day.
Oh, does she? Okay. So you got a lot of things on your plate. I mean, a lot of stuff going on. I'm excited that you're here because definitely this is a good place to talk about relationships and all of that kind of thing. So we are here and, tell me where we go next. Tell me.
Well, authentic. Why authentic networking?
Well, so, and that it kind of goes back. Well, it goes back. We call it To the Rescue Authentic Networking.
Uh-huh.
And without, I mean, my history is a little bit boring, but I would just say that, give you a little background on me. I have an education degree, elementary education. I had 3 little kids very early because I had twin girls and a son who are now grown up and doing their thing. And I had a music minor at the same time when I graduated. And I won't even tell you how many years ago that was. But when I graduated, I did not want to teach. I thought I would want to teach, and I thought it was, going to be great. But my music was my passion. I didn't want to teach music. But I stumbled into insurance sales at that time, and sales in general, I thought I would be pretty good at because I'd been selling my music. I didn't write music, but I sing, and music was my passion. But of course, to be a responsible adult and a wife and a parent and all those things, I had to find something that actually was a career and not a pipe dream or whatever. So I stumbled into insurance sales, started out with group health, and people are probably listening to this thinking, why do we care about all that? Well, when I was back in those years, nobody really gave us formal sales training. I mean, I knew from my music that that I liked the connection with people. That was what my music did. I loved my music. And when I got into insurance, there was no real relationship sales training, they just tell you to go out there and make appointments and go sup, it doesn't matter what. Yeah. So it was kind of, there was no training that was really available or my managers didn't do it. I had to go figure it out myself. But like I said, my music had given me great training because I knew that it was making connections. And so even in spite of the fact I didn't like music very much or like insurance very much, my book of business grew because I had really good relationship. I mean, I guess I'm tooting my own horn, but I was pretty good at that. And I decided that I was going to make it, I was going to make a career of it, even though most people I told all the time I didn't like it, and but I liked the connection with my people. The To the Rescue was the name of my insurance company that I was building way back then. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you how many years ago that was. To the Rescue was kind of like everybody who ever called me needed help. And I kind of felt like they needed either insurance or whatever, but there were people who called me who needed plumber. They needed whatever it was that I could. Yeah. So in the big picture, I felt like I was Jennifer to the rescue all the time. So that was where but anyway, in about 2011, I was pulling out all this information. I found what they call relationship marketing. And relationship marketing is literally building relationships first, and then the marketing is second. And if you build relationships, the selling happens because people trust you and like you and know you. I was trying to send out a Christmas card to all my clients. I had a big book of business. And lo and behold, I stumbled on the company sendoutcards.com, Send Out Cards. And Send Out Cards now has been around for 15 years. But at the time I found them, I felt so good about what I was doing because that was what I'd missed. The insurance, I just had not had any good training on, there wasn't a lot of good sales. There was nobody teaching us about relationship building, and all they wanted was volume. They didn't care about the rest
numbers.
of it.
A lot of time it's just numbers.
It's just numbers. And, I went through everything. I did health insurance. I ended up doing property and casualty insurance, which is auto and home. I ended up, I did voluntary benefits. I did all kinds of things and ended up at the end doing Medicare supplements, which was really a group of that market. I really love the older people. And I think that because I felt very comfortable connecting with them and everything that it all, and my send out cards I was using. But when I found the relationship marketing, it gave me a key out of the insurance world. So anyway, going back to your original question, to the rescue. At that point, we started a group that it's an industry exclusive networking group that we met weekly. And we gave back to local nonprofits. And that meant we gave of our time, our money, whatever. But this was a group. I was the director. And we evolved a little bit. And this was back in actually 2011 when we started this. And our membership grew. We had a great group of people. We had, we became our own thing. We had our bylaws. We had, the focus was on giving back to local nonprofits. But in the big picture, we gave back to each other. Yes. We started to learn about each other. So your whole thing about being a mom and blogging and your books and all of that kind of thing was what we started to learn about people. We started to learn that we're so much more than just the industries we work in. Yes. We are people. And when I found relationship marketing, I started to sing my little insurance commercial that then turned into my send out cards commercial, which then in turn, everybody started to say, okay, Jennifer sings, because they didn't really know that. Same thing with you. Now you're part of our groups, and I think that you could probably give us some insight. Our groups now, we actually have 12 groups that meet, and we've grown. We've got a lot of great things that are happening. I have a couple things that I will tell you about. Just, you just joined one of our groups.
I did, yes. I'm a new member, and I love it. I love first that your groups are like all over. There's like one Noblesville, there's one Westfield, so all our surrounding areas, there's a group, and they're different times, different places. But so I was invited to a group, and and really I wanted to learn how I can give back to the community, and because I'm just so thankful, and I wasn't expecting all the kindness. It was at a restaurant, and it was and so the way it is when you say industry exclusive, it's like there was a life coach, there was just one person, a life coach, there was one realtor. I think he was a personal realtor for personal homes. There was a personal lawyer, and so a travel agent, and all these different fields of business getting together, and it was professional, but it was casual, and we're sipping coffee, having breakfast, but we learned about each other. We exchanged business cards, and then it's neat because we learned about what they did, and then we think about, oh my gosh, I have a client or a friend who is looking for a lawyer, and then we can refer them, and it's just authentic. I know we use like that word a lot, but it's genuine, and we even talk about upcoming things, like there's a race coming up for Parkinson's. It's exciting. Like you said, we give time, money, something to make our world a better place.
Well, and that's definitely, and I guess I would explain to the people that are listening or watching us that you and I've been friends for a long time, and we've kind of kept in touch, and it's been kind of just kind of like definitely a God thing, because we keep running into each other. And I invited you to our North Side group, which is the original group that started back, what is it? Oh my gosh, that's right. 2011 we started. Really? But is that right? That is right, because we started it. We now have 12 groups. But I think what was different about what we did was the nonprofit emphasis, giving back to your community, giving back to, we had people come in and talk. And we were all friends. We all get to know each other so much more than what so we got to know the authentic person, the real, who is Nicole, who is Jennifer. When I started sharing my music, people, oh my gosh, she, sings. Not that it was that I'm wonderful, but that was a whole different aspect of what I do, not just that I'm goofy. That, and it is me, but when we get down to it now, what I would tell people is, we actually, the rescue, I found out that I figured it out one day, that rescue is actually an acronym, RESCUE, and what everything that we do, we don't just meet just to sit there and twiddle our fingers or tell each other jokes. We actually have themes, we have things, so if you talk about rescue, the R stands for relationship building or relationship marketing. The E is education. We spend a lot of time educating each other on what it is we do. So, you meet weekly, you get to know each other. The S talks about success strategies, affirmations, goal setting, visualizing, and an attitude of gratitude. So we all talk about, all these things that are personal growth as well as professional growth. The C is community. So we try to do things in the community, but we also are a community. As our groups have grown, we try to still have events that the community can all participate in. The U is kind of funny. The U, I would definitely say, is for understanding, but it's also understanding how you're uniquely you and I'm uniquely me and our value that we bring. So there's a lot that goes under you. And the E is execution, or getting out and actually making it happen. Because we can sit around and make plans, but and we challenge each other to do those things. So I was really excited because the rescue is been part of and I could never get rid of To the Rescue. It just always was in my, it was just part of what I did. And as I've now gotten to this point, it's like, it makes sense. It really does. And the authenticness is that we all know each other as friends. And then it's a natural thing to trust each other, and I think we like each other. So then we, because and those people that don't fit into that or don't understand that, don't stay around too long. One thing I would say, and I know we're going to be getting toward wrapping this up, but we could just say, one thing I do emphasize a lot. I got a couple of resources here, and we talk about it, but for me, the Serenity Prayer has always been something, and the Serenity Prayer goes back to like the 1930s, but we all probably know it. But God grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And I know they've adopted, Alcoholics Anonymous has adapted that as a 12-step program, and churches all over write or use it, and they write their own versions. But for me, this year, we talk about finding a word of the year, or, words. And do you have one? Do you have a word of the year?
Gosh, I hate to, thankful.
That's a good one. Well, thankful is good. And, thankful is the attitude of gratitude. It works. But for me, it was, okay, the Serenity Prayer is my word of the year, or my phrase, but the serenity, courage, and wisdom, and to know that there's some things we can do and some things we can't. And you have to accept what you don't have control, but we have 100% responsibility and control over how we respond to what's going on around us. So if you're building a business, or you're writing a blog, or writing books, like you are, you have decided you're not, you're going to make a difference, and you're going to share your experiences. So the Serenity Prayer is one thing. I do want to shout out here real quick. I had the fortune. Can you see the book? So the book is called Selling from the Heart, and it's how your authentic self sells you. It's by Larry Levine, and I actually met Larry last year at a convention. Send Out Cards convention. I was so excited. This book is all about selling authentically, and that, selling from the heart is what it's all about. We have a quote here. He actually quotes, well, it's an anonymous quote. It says, if you are authentic, you have no competition. So in our groups and in our world, if you are who you are and you know who you are, that's the trick, is to figure out who you are. You have to be you have to reflect on who you are, then become aware of what you are and challenge yourself every day. This is all from Larry's book. You become an expert, you look for feedback, you have to be honest, you set goals for yourself, and you never stop learning. What is, those are all the things I would give to Larry. And Selling from the Heart, it's an awesome book.
And a podcast. He has
a podcast. You're right.
Podcast.
Yes. Yeah. So you go out and you can actually hear the audiobook now is on.
Oh, that's nice too.
Audible, but the podcast is awesome. He and Larry Levine. Larry Levine and Daryl Amy are the hosts. And when I found this, I said, "Oh my goodness." This speaks right to my heart, but it's how your authentic self sells you. And, Aristotle, I think he said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all knowledge. And Aristotle said that. And I think that when you talk about authentic, to the rescue is my title that I've given it. But then the authentic networking, if you're authentically networking, then you have no competition. You're going to find the right people because they know who you are and you know who they are, because and that's what I think is all really good about our network right now, is that it's growing because people recognize what they need in a networking thing. So I don't know, I've kind of told a lot of stories, but you know what? I would just refer people back to our website.
Yes, absolutely. To the TTRnetworking.com.
Right.
We're going to have show notes.
We'll have show notes
for our shows.
This is exciting.
And all our web addresses, email addresses.
Should all be in there. And I know you have an email. They can reach out to you. They can reach out to me. And I think I know that we are on the beginning of something big, because we're going to be interviewing our members. We have different people who have just some wonderful stories to share. And I think, finding your authentic self and being true to who you are makes all the difference. There's only one you, and that's all we're asking. I think these groups are succeeding because of that. We've got so many things we're covering in the groups, and just personal development, and then in turn it turns into you turn into a better person. So I guess I'll let you wrap it up there, Nicole. Can you home, because I'll keep talking.
That says it all, doesn't it?
It does.
Life is all about making a difference where you can, and accepting where you can't, and knowing the difference. I love that.
Yes.
We hope that you now have a good idea of what this movement is that we call To the Rescue, Authentic Networking.
Yes.
We look forward to many more conversations and stories to share. As we wrap this one up, Jennifer, do you have any other quote you'd like to close with?
I think basically that one that I shared, and I feel like that if you are authentic, if you're, what is it? I had it in
your
here.
Authentic self, you have no competition.
If you are your, and that's anonymous. I mean, I'd like to take credit for it, but I can't. So
I love it.
But there's only one you.
Yeah, well, we want to thank everyone again for joining us, and we look forward to many more conversations to come. Until next time, may all your days be filled with authenticity.
That's a good way to end it. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Bye.